Today is the 12th of October 2022. My name's Kevin and this is your card of the day. So let's get right to the deck. Here we go. The Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radley Valentine. Gorgeous illustrations by Dan Craig. Okay, so as we remember, I pulled 7 cards this past Sunday for this whole week ahead, and they take a deeper dive into each card for the day that they come up. And today's card is the moon. Now, we had a full moon on Sunday, the effects of which kind of start a couple of days before and they kind of go a couple of days afterwards. The energetic effects. Of course, you can go outside in the night sky and see the physical effects of it. I'm not an astrologer, but we look at how the moon is basically being reflected by the sun, because that's kind of how that whole thing works. But let's get to the energy of the moon and talk about that for a little bit. Right now and today, this card and the guides and the angels are suggesting that your intuition, your higher self, the part of you that is intuitive, is psychic, has that intelligence, is actually giving you messages. But are you listening? In this card, we see an angel with their hands outspread, and I would say this just is very much like Archangel Haniel. Wings are spread, just basically saying, we're bringing you messages and you need to listen. Sometimes we get into this second guessing where we don't trust it, or more importantly, there are fears of the past. I'm getting goosebumps, so I know something's here channeling this. There are fears of the past that get in the way of moving forward. Now, when the moon comes along, it is shining the light on those shadow pieces, the parts of our lives that we are typically a little worried about, second guessing, perhaps listening to someone else who has something that they believe is important to tell you. Now, it's a bit tricky because when someone's giving you advice, we tend to take it pretty seriously if they're an important person to us, like a parent or a spouse or even a sibling. They can also manipulate situations if they don't believe that what we're trying to do and accomplish is for our highest good. Only we have the ability to choose what's right for us. Now, yes, of course, there are always decisions that we make based on fear. There's also decisions we make based on love. The moon card is basically shining a spotlight on decisions that we're making, or situations that we're in, or people that we're around, where the physical is not so much known, where we really need to trust the intuition that we have within. Is this a good person? Should I be doing this right now? Why am I feeling so nervous about this? And remember that nervousness, the EBGB feelings, are very similar when we are super excited and we're about to do something where we're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to jump for joy. I'm going to just jump out of my skin. Or I'm a little worried about this. This does not feel right. This does not feel like it's something I should be doing. This is where we go into the moon energy of getting quiet and then literally listening to the inner self, the higher self. And you can start with the feeling. What am I feeling? Even write that down. Sometimes, no, not sometimes, all the time, when there's great transition coming, when there are decisions to be made, situations that pop up as they are right now. This almost like freight train or passenger train, or if you're in Europe, those high-speed trains, where there is not any time. There is no such thing as a deadline anymore. It's like, we'd like for this to happen, and we want it to happen now. Decisions have to be like this. Sometimes, myself, the easiest thing that I've done, an easy thing to some is not easy, is I've just let go and I've gone with the flow. That is, in my mind, the moon energy. Just let go and go with the flow. Just let go and flow. If you truly believe in your heart of hearts that everything before you is for your highest good, the flow is just going to flow without worrying about it. If you are transitioning from a place of safety and security and all things good and all things predictable and all things just as you expect them to be, and then you turn the corner and it's not what you expected. You discover something that was not quite how you envisioned it. The moon card is telling you it isn't wrong. It is a detour. It's an adjustment. It is a extra step. It is a piece of the puzzle that you didn't consider that now needs to be put into place. The tendency has been with past programming. We try to control the narrative. We've got the goal, and even coaches will say, that's your goal, these are your steps to get there, right? That's someone else telling you, this is the goal, and this is how you should get there. You should this, you should that, you should the other thing. This is what you should be doing. This is how I expect it to be. I had a situation yesterday, made a phone call, was asking for something. The person on the other end of the phone said, yes, we have that in stock. When would you like to pick it up? Now, this is a place I've done business with for 12, 13, 14 years. However, it's a different location. I say, well, to give you time to prepare whatever and get it ready, let's just do this tomorrow. Now, this conversation was Monday. Went along yesterday. Yes, we have it in stock. We're working on it. Well, if you have it in stock and I called yesterday and you did have it in stock, how come it's not ready? Well, it'll be about 5 or 10 minutes. So in other words, they hadn't started it, hadn't done it. This is what my moon self was telling me. This hasn't been done. This hasn't been started. And me asking these questions is clearly irritating this person. I sat for 5 or 10 minutes and the person came and with great glee said, we miscalculated our stock and it's not ready. We're going to have to order it and it won't be ready till tomorrow. And the person saying this seemed quite happy to tell me it wasn't ready and quite happy that I was inconvenienced. This is where it gets tricky. Because we're sensitive and because we're intuitive, we're able to see that. We're able to see that shadowy, shady side of another person. So what do you do with that information? The moon card, the intuition card says very quickly, and it's so subtle, go with love. So I lifted up, thank you for wasting my time, and I left. What am I going to do? I could have, like most people, gone into that egoic, crazy land of, this and that, and I call it la 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 la, and all of this. I don't know where that gets you. The moon card, the moon self, the higher self, the intuition, is always going to choose what is for everybody's highest good, what is for everyone's benefit. And that's all there is to that. So today, as you go about your business and you find that things are not quite as they seem, which they don't seem to be, if you go back a year, if you go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, they're not the same. But they never have been. It's just that what is occurring now is a lot more, it's faster. These changes are coming up really quickly, which is why for those of us that are sensitive, we have to go with the gut feeling, the good feeling, and move forward. Whatever, it should be, nothing should be more important than that we feel good, that the feeling is good, that the joy is there, the happiness is there, the love is there. That is truly important. Sometimes these difficult situations, they're always going to be difficult situations. Always, always, always. Pushing the easy button isn't the lazy button. Pushing the easy button isn't the weakness button. Going with the flow is accepting things as they are in the moment that you're in. And I use an affirmation that Louise Hay taught me long years ago. When something seemingly catastrophic occurs, the affirmation is, I'm fine. Everything's okay. And from this, all good happens. You could say, I'm fine. Everything's okay. And from this, better opportunities are out there. Whatever it means, you've got to establish you really are okay. And you're fine. And you're still doing what you're doing. Even if you're looking at your house burnt down, I'm fine. I didn't get burnt. I didn't die. Hopefully nobody else did. And from this, anything and everything's possible. You move on. All right, my friends. I will be back tomorrow with another one. Bye.